Hello, everyone. Yes, I think today is the 1st of June. Not 100% sure, but I think I'm sure. The months are just flying by. Uh, had a busy weekend, and then yesterday I went out with a good friend of my daughter's. She's a great family friend. It's great to have family friends, isn't it? Yes. And she had a birthday on Saturday, and then I just said, "Well, let's go out." She wants to start a garden, and so I went and helped her out. And we went to the store, and we went to the farmer's market, and got a whole bunch of plants to plant there. Then at her house, and yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I was on my feet almost all day. And when I got back in the evening, because we went back to her house, we got her raised beds ready and planted, and we got the front ready and planted, and it turned out to be quite a bit of a challenge in the front because she has a big tree there and her front yard, and then she has right below her porch there she has a piece ready for planting, and it turned out there's a lot of roots going through that part, so it took us a lot longer in the front than we thought, but it ended up looking really nice. Then yeah uh, yeah, it was a great day, but carrying around, gosh, I don't even know how much a 2 cubic bag of soil and fertilizer um, weighs, but it was a lot, um, and there were a lot of bags. It's okay, it's okay, I'm okay. I got home last night, and my legs were just killed. My lower body was just, yeah. I wish it would have been non existent, really, when it came down to it. And I got my St. John's wort out, and I just took a little, doesn't take much of that oil that I made myself, yes, because it's a lot stronger that way. And I just put it and massaged it into my legs, and it was amazing. It's just amazing to me every time on how well that works. I woke up, I knew I was going to suffer this morning, and again, did the same thing again, and I feel actually pretty good right now, yes, considering. But I don't think I've done that much work physically on my feet in a long time. The result was great, yes. Oh, and I need to tell this real quick. I got to use for the first time that my little chainsaw that I got. I can't use a big chainsaw because of my wrists, yes, and then I broke my one of the bones in one's arm here a long time ago, but it created a weakness that not advisable to use a big chainsaw. And because of the kickback, yes, and stuff, I would probably hardly be able to hold on to it. So one needs to know their limitations, right? Yes, I know mine. So I never took the chance with, I found other ways to cut wood, this and that. I split a lot of wood in my lifetime. No, don't get me wrong, I loved doing it. It was one of those things where gosh, you get up in the wintertime, and it's just so many degrees out there, and you heat your house with wood and coal, and I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or earlier, and go out into the garage in my pajama and my robe and start splitting wood. And guess what? By the time I had enough split for I usually had the bigger pieces, but the smaller have some smaller pieces split. By the time I'd done that, I'd go in and I'd be nice and toasty to then make the fire. Yes? You see? You create your own little comforts when it comes to, instead of making the fire like this, right? I was nice and toasty after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of splitting some wood. Right? Yes, I'm just saying. Well, anyway, so I got this little chainsaw. I've been looking for a little chainsaw to cut, especially also the we have trees falling across the road. Not on a regular basis, but enough times during storms, and so sometimes you can't push them aside. And I'm just saying. And I always wanted something small so I could just go out and quickly, and have that out of the way. And I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anything that pleased me. So there's this one that you plug in to charge the battery. Yes, and I found that on Bifita. Yeah, yeah. I got it for a really good price too. And I thought, well, maybe it's not in it. Well, anyway. And I tried it out for the first time yesterday, and I managed to cut a tree that was this big around. Yes, and it went through like butter. Just amazing. So now done that, I didn't do that yet. Need to read up on the instructions exactly on how to care for that. Right? Yes. Also, the chainsaw blade on it. What's it called? The chain on the saw needs to be properly taken care of so that it doesn't go dull. And once it's dull, that's horror on the motor of the chainsaw. Anyway, totally. Oh my gosh, it was so easy to operate too, right? And then I thought, I'll try that on the branches that are no. That I got some kickback on that, but the guards are really good on the. And again, we're going, yeah, I was right, not to use a chainsaw. Anyway, to cut branches, that's not a good idea when they're hanging still and small, and you use clippers. Yes, the right tool for the job. Anyway, I'm so excited. It really works, and that will make my job when I go back to the farm much easier. Again, with a little bit my physical disabilities that I have now, yes, and still will have to do some things on the farm that just have to get done. So to have now at this tool it's like, wow, this is great. This is gonna work. Right? Yes, I ended up also getting a log splitter. Yes, again. It was just something where I have to say I've got to save some of my body. Yes, I've done a lot of hard work all my life, and loved it. I always loved my jobs for as long as I did it, and it was a lot of physical work. So yeah. Anyway, so then you suffer a little later on in life, right? Well, so be it. But there's all these tools out there that help you out. So I'm good. Anyway, the great day yesterday was filled with something I love to do, always loved doing, still love doing, which is gardening, and helping someone else get their little garden established was great. Alright, if I remembered that, let's talk about that in the end. There's one more thing. Happy to hear that there was a change there, and if I remember it, I'll say it. But let's get going. The last chapter here in the book of Lamentations 5, the fifth lamentation. Yahweh, remember what has happened to us. Consider and see our degradation. Our heritage has passed to strangers, our homes to foreigners. We are orphans, we are fatherless, our mothers are like widows. I'd like to go back to the first one. Yahweh, remember what has happened to us. Why does God have to remember that? Is that God's job to remember all our discretions and I don't know what was sinning and the consequences of our own behavior? God needs to remember all that. Why? Oh, that's because human beings do that. They remember all the bad stuff and forget all the good things. Right? Yes? It's kind of true, isn't it? We need God to be what mankind to this day wants, is that God is like them rather than us becoming like God. The image. We were created in the image of God. Why are we not like more like our behavior? All we do. Why is that not more like our heavenly parent? Well, how is heavenly parent like? Well, look out there. We got the examples all out there in God's creation. What more do you need? Hmm? Yeah. Isn't that interesting, though? I find this a lot here in the Old Testament on how the people, especially the people in leadership, and then, of course, it filters down. Hello. Right? Yes. On how the people want God to be like them. God needs to have the same feelings like them. Yeah. When it comes to, again, let's read this one more time. Yahweh, remember what has happened to us. Consider and see our degradation. And why do I need to consider that? What for exactly? So that then it can become an excuse. Right? Yes? If Heavenly Parent feels the same as we do when it comes to sinning and this and that, and just go on, do whatever we want, regardless of the consequences, especially to others, then it's okay. We don't need to try so hard. Right? If you got someone else doing all your physical work, then you don't have to. Yes? Huh? And then when things go wrong, one can blame someone else. So great, isn't it? Yes. Rather than, shouldn't we learn a bit better from God's creation out there? Our Heavenly Parent's creation? For us to keep better, use in a better way, and absolutely reject abuse of anything? And become more like the image that we were created in. All right, let's keep going. We have to buy our own water to drink. Our own wood we can get only at a price. Well, not where I live. Just have to go out and do it yourself. The yoke, and I've unless the tree was damaged in some way through a storm or lightning, where it was unsafe to leave it standing, I never had to cut down a live tree. There's plenty of wood there laying everywhere. Yes, but again, there too, people want to go the easy route. Well, let's just get a big tree down. Who cares if it's still alive or not? But it'd be less work. Green wood's not good for. Right? It's a much more work when you drag out the fallen logs, right? Yes, or the smaller trees that have gone dormant and will never come back to life. They've kind of gone dead, but they're still standing. It's a lot harder to do that. Yes, it's more work, but in the end, you have better warmth. Anyway, so again, what's this? I don't know. Well, maybe at that time it was harder for them. I don't know. The yoke is on our necks. We are persecuted, exhausted we are, allowed no rest. We made a pact with Egypt, with Assyria, to have plenty of food. Our ancestors sinned, they are no more, and we bear the weight of their guilt. This is an interesting. We have made a pact with Egypt, with Assyria, to have plenty of food. Don't they have plenty in their own land? Oh, interesting. Slaves rule us. There is no one to rescue us from their clutches. Slaves. At peril of our lives, we earn our bread by risking the sword of the desert. Ugh, gosh, it's just a lamentation. It's a lamentation, so it is. Our skin is as hot as an oven from the scorch of famine. The women in Zion have been raped, the young girls in the towns of Judah. Princes have, yeah, what is that all about? Princes have been hanged by their hands. The face of the old has won no respect. Youths have been put to the mill. Boys stagger under loads of wood. The elders have deserted the gateway. The young have given up their music. Joy has vanished from our hearts. Our dancing has turned to mourning. The crown has fallen from our heads. Alas, that ever we sinned. This is why our hearts are sick. This is why our eyes are dim. Because Mount Zion is desolate, jackals roam to and fro on it. Yet you, Yahweh, rule from eternity. Your throne endures from age to age. Why do you re- why do you never remember us? Why do you abandon us so long? Make us come back to you. Oh, the same thing again. Make us come back to you, Yahweh, and we will come back. Restore us as we were before. Unless you have utterly rejected us in an anger which knows no limit. Make us come back to you, Yahweh, and we will come back. Are you guys hearing what I'm reading in here? Is this the proper translation? I don't know. This is what's in here. But are you hearing what I just said? Make us come back to you, Yahweh, and we will come back. Basically, they're saying here, someone's saying here, God, you need to come and ask us to come back. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that's the end of the book of Lamentation. Thank God. Oh, so to go back, just really quick. So this friend of my daughter's also has a dog. It's a poodle. It's a poodle mix, and they have these. They created this new breed of. I don't know what's called, but anyway, it's a poodle and another mix, and it's a specific breed now, and they're hyper active. Poodles are hyper regardless, right? Yes, they're supposedly the second smartest dogs in the world. They are very smart. This dog has been a troublemaker from day one, and she's now a few years old, and um, so my friend's been talking about maybe rehoming her because of the jumping up. Anyway, she brought her over here. I've seen her only a few times in the years that she had her, and she brought her over here not too long ago. And I realized this dog's just very friendly. I mean, really sweet dog. But oh my gosh, that body was just. I mean, if it could be jumping up and down, 6 feet in the air every time, it would. It's just the way it is. And immediately, this is what I did with my big dog, Gus. I can't jump on me. Yes, I'll be down. I took a fly swatter and just said, no, come on now. You can't do that. And she immediately calmed down. No more jumping up. Then I sat down in a chair and said, now come on over here. Sit down and I'll pet you. Oh, she loved it. And very easygoing dog, really, when it comes down to it. So I told my friend, I said, you got a very, very good dog here. Why would you get rid of that dog? Because you can't handle it. You don't have time. I said, this is what you do. Anyway, she did everything that I told her to do. And this dog has become a completely different dog. And she just told me yesterday, she said, I am doing everything you told me, and I can't believe the change. Yes, in the dog. It wasn't the change in the dog. It was the change that she made and her children made around the dog. Sound familiar from what we just read here? Anyway, it's a great dog. And I pointed out again yesterday, I said, look, anybody would love to have this dog. Because it's a great dog, actually. And fun to be around. And now also, she's very mouthy in a way, right? She doesn't bite or anything, but she's just so excited, right? And her mouth is one part of that. And now she has a toy in her mouth all the time, right? Yes. She's great at fetch, bring it back and let go. Perfect. for someone that is tired in the evening, and she has a great backyard, my friend does. And I told her, I said, look, you know, you need to do is just sit here and have a ball or her other toy and just throw it as far as you can and do that by 20 times and that dog will have had its exercise. I said, it's not a big deal. Because one of the things, oh, I don't have time to take her for a walk, this, that, you know, need to. Yeah, I'm sure the dog would enjoy it, but this is much better for her. And so now she's constantly having something in her mouth, even when you greet her, and her mouth doesn't have time to grab at your hand or this or that. And it's a great dog. Barks at the right time. You know, and people come, this, that, and is under great voice control. She got out yesterday, and my friend had to say, come on, back in, back in. And she came immediately back and went back in. She didn't just run off like other dogs I've seen do. Well, that's a goner. Now you got to get in the car and go find the doggone dog. It's not like that either. It's a great dog. And she's very happy now that she kept her. Right? Yes? Yeah. Well, anyway, so there is that. That's it. That's all I have to share this morning. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, let's keep praying, and I will talk to you all another time.